Hello. Hi. Hi, Redika. Hi. How are you? Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's pop. Why will this not pop out? Pop out. There's that. And TikTok already served me, so I'm sure TikTok is working. Yep. That's okay. You're back for no reason. Okay. Oh, freaking kid. Hold on. I hear a cat being naughty. Desmond Ting, how's it going? Oh, hi again. You can watch on horizontal. It's good too. I do see both chat rooms. Don't worry. We're gonna be playing some Myst, Mr. Myst, whichever pronunciation you prefer. I think we're gonna do. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I think we'll do some puzzle things on Mondays, and we'll do Final Fantasy on Fridays. And the rest of the time, I don't know. That seems like the current plan. That's the current mood, anyway. I'll be right back, and then we'll get started. There a man outside your house? Call the popo. Hold on. No. Go. Go. Mosley's being a straight up trash cat right now. He just keeps going to the little garbage and trying to get stuff out of it. Little shit. Plastic and shit to chew on. Little fucker. He's coming now. He's coming over here. That naughty little shit. I don't know what he's doing. He's fucking around. Yep, here he is. You little fucker. You need to be good, or I'm gonna kick you off the desk. Because you've been being naughty all morning. Until you can barely see the symbol. What symbol? Oh, there it is.
I was in the camp.
There's no guns in this game, brother. You need to chill. Just like you need to chill, Mosley. That's enough. Touching that. Nope. Nope. If you don't like the current situation, you can go somewhere else. There's no headshotting, brother. It's a puzzle game. Yeah, he is. You gotta chill, brother. Select your puzzle solution preference. You can randomize the puzzle solutions? Oh. Let's just go with regular. There's new content for you, Nilo. They can randomize the puzzles.
I realized the moment I fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
I like how the cursor is circa the correct time frame, but everything else is updated. Look at that! Look at that fucking hand from fucking what is that? Windows NT? You haven't seen this in ages? Oh, this is the new fancy one though, Creeks. It's a new fancy one. It might crackle a little, or my tablet busted. Yeah, the microphone might have done a weird thing. It's buzzing. I'm gonna blame Mosley. Hello. Does it seem okay? It's Cat's fault. Whatever the problem is, it's Cat's fault. Now it okay. Alright. This little shit, what he wants to do, like right here, you guys who've been around know, but I have my XLR interface that controls my microphone is right here, and he wants to go fuck around with it. It's like one of his favorite things to do up here, is to go fuck around with the microphone. He's a little shit. Press escape button on your keyboard to open the menu. Okay. What the fuck did that do? Nothing, as far as we know. What if these are both up? Does it do a thing? No. So who knows what that shit does. Mosley, no more XLR interface. That's enough. You've already caused too much problems this morning. Getting into the trash and shit like that. Okay, yep. Oh, there's more. There's more levers. Pressing button, Mosley. No, Mosley won't drink whiskey. You're a goober. As soon as they detect the alcohol, they just fucking fuck off. They're like, I don't want anything to do with that. It's poison. They're not like humans where we just drink poison for fun. I don't know where we're going with this, but I figure if I see one of these random teal levers, we'll just put it in the up position and see if something ever happens. Duck. Flamingo. Cross. Leaf. Arrow. I don't know if these matter, if these are on or off. Do not give me any spoilers. If you give me spoilers, I will ban your ass. Fair warning. Is there shit on top of here? No. Okay, some kind of safe with combination. This seems to turn something on. Doesn't go any farther. Nothing's happening though. Yeah. Mosley, press button. Mosley. Thanks for the backspace, brother, but... what's going on here? What is this game Myst? Push, interact. Power on. No, it blew up. Hold on. Pure confusion and pure exploration, yeah. Okay, so... one of these buttons broke it. This one. No. Wait, it's not doing a thing anymore. It was like... I think the right dial was working before, now it's not working. What happened? Power to ship, generator switches. Yeah, I think I broke something when I just randomly pressed all the buttons. Does the ship's not getting powered anymore? Either it's Mosley's fault. Mosley fucking broke the goddamn ship. You little shit. Okay. Does this like reset it? No, there's still no power going to the ship. But it definitely like broke or something that other time. I pressed the buttons. Okay. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Is my FOV maxed? I just want to make sure. I get a feeling that I'm getting that feeling where like there's a world where, yeah, my FOV's maxed. Where I might just like start to feel like I need to vomit at some point. So we're kind of trying to not do that. Okay, so this sets the time. What happens if I do this? Anything happen? So can I go in here? For some reason, I kind of thought that this store was closed, so I couldn't go in here, but I can go in here.
Hey, listen!
I'm listening. Okay, so this has a date on it. Rosalie's leaving me. Okay, so this is like a star, is this like an observatory? Is that like a star pattern on a certain day? I don't know if it's an observatory, but it looks like that's a star pattern on a certain day. A star chart. Press X to take a picture. You can access your photos through the menu. Oh. X. Photo added to album. Notebook? Oh. Interesting. So I don't necessarily need to get out paint. Oh, it's turning red. Wait. While this looks like a save, it's clearly doing something. I can hear it. Oh, it's weird to move. Is there something back there doing something? Oh yes, this thing. Hey, what's that? So if I press X, I can take a picture of this thing. Be like, hey, remember this random thing on this gravestone. Okay, so here's the power. Power to ship. Okay, so you think maybe there's a disruption in the wire. Let's turn this on. In accordance with our general game plan. No, this doesn't work. You can go up there and change that thing around. But it seems to be going in here. So when you get down here, the power doesn't go to ship. We gotta go to that other building again anyway. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in here. I understand this little thing, but I still don't really get why it's not working. We have this thing in here with the, like, pressures on and the vault, but nothing's happening. Then we have that clock thing. We have Crassus saying okay. And then we have these little boxes with the fucking random icons. Okay. Have I considered the following? Okay, what do we got here? I can open and close this, but I can't go in the thing. Ooh. Interesting, interesting. Things are happening. Oh, and this opens this one and closes that one. Okay. I don't know what these pages do. They kind of just go in here, and they don't... Wait, was I going to say something? I have no idea what that guy's saying. Something about pages. Okay, we can open the fireplace, but that doesn't seem to do anything. Must help me. Bring me a red page. Can't see. Well, let's see what's in here.
Bring me a note.
What? Why don't you just say you don't want to work? Me giving you the day off is not any more validity. In fact, you saying you need the day off is more validity. He's being a menace today.
Eat food. Eat what food? Eating garbage.
Library. Doesn't work. Okay. So, how as I go up here and look at these things? Oh, I bet you maybe... Hold on. Maybe if we go in there and turn on the power... and then come out here and click on these levers, it'll do something. That's like my only lead right now, is that this thing in here does something. The rest of the shit, I have no idea. Maybe we put it on not maximum. Or wait, hold on. At what point does the lightning stop? It feels like it starts to get going, and then... This one doesn't do anything. I don't know if that's makes any sense or not, but what if you make the other gauge go up? Yeah, that is the key flaw, I agree. That doesn't do anything. Uh, it doesn't seem to do anything. Um, is there any way, anything down here? Looks like there's like a path down here. No. This is just that star chart. And there is this thing with the like gear, but I don't know anything about that. What about this? There's a ship underwater. Can we try? There's these levers that don't seem to do fucking anything. It's very, until, aha, yeah. Um, why is this not working? Yeah, it just feels like the only thing I feel like has done anything so far is this thing in here. Can I like touch these dials at all? Maybe there was one other semi-interactive thing. Doesn't seem to do shit. Yeah, there's that thing down there. And there's like, obviously this shit. There's this clock, which I don't fucking have any clue. I see there's a fucking lever over there too. I can't like swim or anything. I already figured it out, he says. And then there's this fucking thing in here. Which who fucking knows what the fuck this is about. Oh, is this, is that spoilers? I don't know what that is, but No spoilers. That's tips. No, that's spoilers. Look like actual copy paste the answers. Yeah, I intentionally do not want that. This very much yeah, no, the only things that like see like this does little zappies when you press. Wait, what if I press them in a different order? Maybe it's something to do with the order. Well, hold on. I think. Okay, so that did nothing. That did nothing. That did nothing. Feels like lack of info. But this one doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're not gonna post any spoilers. Wait, so that wait, hold on. The puzzle really wants you to do trial and error? No, I'm trying to judge based on like the zappies. Because sometimes you press a button and there's no zappy. You know what I mean? But I get that like the right hand side is like these things, I guess. The left hand side doesn't do anything. But if I just click one, it also doesn't do anything. The fuck? That one doesn't work. What the hell? It kind of feels like I'm making progress with something, but it's want lose kindness ever. I don't remember all solutions, yeah. But when I pressed this one, it fucking didn't do anything. Feels like I kind of got some of it, but I get to here and it fucking fucks off again. And this thing is like, I could try to set it to some kind of like fucking time of day, but I don't know like what. You know, like what time of fucking day you would set it to. Boat in water. There's no one to stab, no. And this thing just says like nonsense, as far as I can tell. Okay, so boat and water again over here. Here's gear. I don't know what these things do, man. I kind of figured, I don't know, and maybe if I find them all and turn them all on, it would work. But there's one on that island that's out in the water, so it's like I can't get over there to turn that one on. So I don't know if this is like later or what. And there's in here, which has a thing where you can set the date to a star chart, but I don't really have any kind of date to put in there. And then there's this thing that you can spin around, but I don't know what the fuck that even does for me. And then these things have flamingo, cross, leaf, arrow, boat, nautical symbol, anchor. That's not a spider, but it's a bug, I guess. Snake, eye. Like, does this do anything else? Mr. Ben, how are you? You don't have to say nothing, you just have to not spoil the game. That's all I'm asking. I kind of thought maybe based on how I turned these on, it's making a strange noise. Like I thought maybe that would be some kind of clue. But it's not. And when I climbed these things, it didn't seem to fucking do anything. The lever did nothing. It's just saying Pepe laugh at the streamer. Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, so we were in here. This opens, but doesn't seem to do anything. This thing, like, controls that thing up there and turns red when you send it through certain things. But I don't know what that means. There's like a target right here. Do you think that does something? And then we got these books where the guys say something something pages.
You must help me. Bring me a red page.
I already brought you a red page. It was right beside it. This guy says the same shit about blue pages. Okay. Can I look at these books? I kind of didn't even look at these books before because I just pulled this thing and they went away. Windmill. Almost a lot to read here. Future bridge. I don't know if I want to read all of that. Hold on. Let me look at the other one. Submersible lamp. Anton, how's it going? White. Stone ship age bird's eye view. Constellation. Okay, so these have to do with those things in the middle. These constellations. And you could find these, I suppose, on the star chart thing in that other building. But I don't know where you go for the information. We're just kind of skimming these right now before we spend a lot of time. It's just to see if it's like something obvious pops out. Okay, some piano shit. Like, that seems clearly like it's something. Um... Track. Insignia of black ship. Did I miss any other progress than this book? I don't think so. Hi Fred, how's it going? Okay, I figured that part out. What the fuck is this, though? What the fuck? Excuse me? I'm just hoping that, like, eventually I end up on a page where it says something different that is not a random thing. I'm starting to guess the answer to that is no. Does this book go forever? 300. Okay. What does that have to do with this fucking thing? Oh. No. No shot. There's no shot that... Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try... Let me try the first one. Wait. I have to try the first one and see if there's any, like, feedback, right? That's, like, the thing to do. I get the feeling you're supposed to put in certain ones. But... just for... Can I go back to the beginning easily? Just for, like... Understanding if there's any, only 300 possibilities, yeah. I get the feeling we're not going to brute force this. I suppose one could. I just want to put in the first one and see if there's any feedback. Like maybe it's like one of those things where it's like you put in the first one, then it tells you, so you get some kind of feedback that tells you to go put in like one number 82 or some shit like that. But I am going to use paint for this. Hold on. Rectangle. Okay, so okay, so that's a 1. Nothing fucking happened, eh? I'll just put it in again, see if I fucked it up, but I get the feeling that there's more to it than this. Like 299 more to go. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that doesn't seem to do anything. This kind of looks like maybe it opens back here or some shit. Okay, well, all right. So that's all this book is about that. Should we actually read these? They're so long, man. There's just these 5 books, right? There's not any other books. Wait, hold on. If I open this and look over here, is there something else here? No. That's where my brain was going. And this just says to the library something something, but it doesn't fucking work. Okay. Okay. I've called this age channel what it is, very different world, although it is exactly... Wait, it's talking about worlds. I feel like this is not where I am. Water covers this age as far as I can, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees which grow directly out of the water. Thin wood passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago. You discover more about this land and its people. Waking this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. We're always becoming a nerd. Brother, I've been a nerd for my whole fucking life, dude. It's no becoming a nerd. Did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began some sort of ceremonial worship. I began to notice the waters below were changing color slowly. Suddenly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then muddy orange to a beautiful clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed I had arrived at a ladder. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. I'm trying to find like any information that seems relevant here. Okay, so we found another human on this world. Each creature is a human, but is old beyond his own reckoning. Seems almost insane. Almost possible to understand this old man. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was a vast island. They interacted very little. Humans on the ground, tree dwellers high, blah, blah, blah. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings. Holy shit. Man. We expected you to come sooner. And if I read all this, I would be like, my brain would be like, I'm trying to get the gist of it, but. So the guy died. The tree dweller is constantly offering strange objects of affection. I have lived on this world for 3 months, on and off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. This is written in different ink, though. However, I'm sure Catherine will once again refuse, blah, blah, blah. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me. They enjoy this age very much. I'm leaving tomorrow to check those Moean age. Warn the boys not to take advantage of the respect of the tree dwellers. Something, something. Arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the unpronounceable Coctic. Fear their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Cirrus and Akanar. Here, see Everdune's journal for more information. After watching, I see they are handling things very well. I think I can put to rest my fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. I've been gone for over 3 days and I've been to many different places. This man's deep in the lore. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck this even means. I've told my sons that they'll be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence. Seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways into the surrounding waters. Finally, I have understand why the Tweedlers have been giving me many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from black. All the ink color is changing. I thought they were to various different colors. I've shown some of the creatures my journals, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, I look through this very colorful journal. I cannot help but laugh myself. We'll be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told they would like to come to Chanwood again. I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must farewell to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit the sage again. This seems like diagram of the like tree area, like, but that doesn't really fucking tell me fucking shit. I mean, it's interesting, but I don't know what it has to do with anything. Stone Ship Age. See, this has the stuff about the constellations, but I don't know, like, what... Maybe I'm supposed to read this, but I don't know what dates I'm supposed to put in to, like, get these things to do something. Like, these are the same symbols as outside, I get that much, but... We got Emmett, Branch, and Will. Secondly, on this newly created age. Newly created. Interesting. I was relaxing under a large tree. Blah, blah, blah. While experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by father, I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. This test did not turn out as I had hoped. I have answers to a few of the questions my father never answered. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoyed it anyway. With that I am pleased. They have played on it all day, even though the boat cannot move. I have enjoyed studying from it. I have learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. Submersible lamp. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I have made note of and named a number of constellations that pass above me. Also during the night I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover if it is created by some natural phenomenon. Looking for a lighthouse, blah, blah, blah. Return with many tools. I need the construction of the lighthouse. Decide that once the lighthouse is complete, I will leave for some time and let the world's own imagination have control. I've worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse, making great progress. Lighthouse finished. We were proud of our creation. Powered up the generator. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. I feel pleased to leave this age. I have set in motion events that nothing to do with writing or the art. It will have a more profound impact on this world than I could ever written. In 10 years since I left this age, which I have called the Stone Ship Age, upon returning, I cannot believe the changes have taken place. The original 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years, and the cool breezes are back again. They will be very content. Have been serving me with new food. Hey, Moikus, how's it going? Showing me new materials. Even seems to have found gold somewhere. My husband kept in perfect condition and it looks as if they have tried their very best to keep it so, yet I've noted that the entire rock it was built on has shrunk 40 or 50 centimeters. After a wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud what them things will be like in another 10 years. Constellations. Yeah, so I see these constellations. Oops. But kind of like make the connection that like these constellations and like the observatory type thing out there is like somewhat related, but I don't really know how you would know what day I don't know how you would know what day to put in, at least at this point. I need this screenshot to go away. It's not going away. Why? Yes. Delete screenshot. Yes. Will I delete one of those other screenshots? So I don't know like how you would know. Like these are clearly the constellations, right? But I don't know like how you would know which one to put in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Like I don't know how you would know which date to put in this thing. It's like you can move this around and shit, but like who knows what to put in here to get it to like show you that constellation or whatever. Like who has any clue at this point? So there's this, but I don't know what these keys have to do with anything. It's been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly. I think for some reason I do not feel together, welcome in this new world, but in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? Some stutter in the speech sound. Yeah, I don't know why that would be. Is this thing being shit again? Like, I can turn it off and it fixes it. I can turn off the thing, but it really shouldn't do that. Because then, like, other noise becomes louder. Let's try updating the software. Please close all video conferencing applications. Well, maybe I can't do that right now. But yeah, it's a result of NVIDIA broadcast being weird. I just don't know why it happens. So I don't know if it's really shit, I'll just keep it off, but it's kind of like hit or miss. Sometimes it's like fine and sometimes it's like randomly shit. I have no idea why. This guy's just describing this world. What about my current world? I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like this is the only information I have right now, so I'm trying to like get through these books without spending too much time here. But I don't know if they're going to tell me anything of note to my current situation or not. I get the feeling this Sirius and Achener guys are the guys in the blue and red books. And it talks about some stuff, but... And there's that ship, but that doesn't really help me anyway. So I see this, like, piano thing to play, but I don't really know where I would put that in at this point. And there's nothing else there. This shit has gears like that gear that's up there, but I don't know if it's gonna tell me anything to do with that. And this thing is like, who the fuck knows what's going on with this? So we'll just try to like skim through this one, see if it tells me anything, but these don't seem to like make. There's nothing here that seems like it obviously relates to anything other than like the constellation icons. Power, track slope. Huh. Well, I'm pointing that thing over there didn't seem to do anything. As far as I could tell. Hmm. 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 What can we do? Okay, so constellation thing. We read the books in there. There's a ship that needs power or something. But can't seem to figure out how that works. Going up here doesn't fucking do anything. These don't seem to do anything right yet. There's these things which are related to those constellations, but I don't know how that goes with anything. There's this thing in here which kind of seems weird. What does tree have to do with anything? And then there's this thing in here, which there's this thing we can do something with, but it just turns like the pressure on, but nothing happens. And it's something to do with that tree. There's a safe here that who knows the combination to. Hmm. Hmm. There's this rock, which again we have no idea the fuck that has to do with anything. Oh, what the fuck's that? I left for you a message of utmost importance in our four chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Okay. It's just easier to put these in another monitor.
A test of your reflexes.
A test of your reflexes, yeah. In the four chamber beside the dock, enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Into the imager. Is this the imager? I fucked around with it some. I don't know if this is the imager or not. Where doth Catherine tell you to go? Our four chamber beside the dock. I don't know what that actually fucking means, dude. This is beside the dock. Unless this is fucking something. Oh, look at that. Mystic portal awaits. Number of marker switches. So that's got to be the teal switches, right? Like that's the only switches. So 1. Let's count, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Anything over here? Oh, 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 8? Maybe 8. Give or take 1. We can try 7 and 9. They probably would also just tell me. Oh, la la, look at this thing. Settings, dimensional imager. Topographical extrusion test 40. Marker switch diagram 47. Water turbulent pool 67. does this do? Oh. So what if I just put in 8?
I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar. But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known not to have left my library unchecked for so long. I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in the places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access key, remember the tower rotation, and don't worry, Catherine.
I can't barely hear this guy.
See you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
Can I like pump the volume of like just that guy? No, I suppose I could turn these all down. And then turn the game sound up. Because I can't fucking barely hear what that guy told me.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar. But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known not to have left my library unchecked for so long. I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in the places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access key, remember the tower rotation, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly.
Tower rotation.
Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
I don't know how that helps me exactly. But it still feels like the audio is like scuffed.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly.
Why is he whispering, dude?
Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed.
I just want to turn the volume all the way up. I know, Moikus, I know. I'm just being annoying because I can't fucking hear him very well. The like innate like mixing is like not very good.
But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar. But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known not to have left my library unchecked for so long. I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in the places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access key, remember the tower rotation, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine.
Remember the tower rotation.
Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
How does that help me? What if I put in 40? What happens? Yeah, I know how to turn the tower. I just don't know, like, how to do anything with that. And I'm pretty sure since I read those lore books to try to figure out if they told me anything, I know his sons are, like, trapped in those 2 books that are in that main area. What is this? Marker switch diagram. Well, this is the topical extrusion test. Although this marker switch diagram feels like it's maybe immediately relevant to my circumstance. Never mind. Yeah, I know what a marker switch looks like. I kind of thought maybe it would fucking help me know which ones are supposed to be on and which ones are supposed to be fucking off. And that's that shit that was doing at the beginning. What if I do this? What happens? Turn on the right ones. Turn off the wrong ones. Oh yeah, thanks for that tip. So putting in random numbers kind of just doesn't do anything. I'm sure there's somewhere where we could brute force some information, but 99? Why not? Is there anything else down here? Oh, there's another button over here. Should you try 69? Nice. No. I mean, I've already done 8. I just, yeah, I've already done this one. This doesn't really, this guy's fucking message didn't really help me that much.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar. But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known not to have left my library unchecked for so long. I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in the places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten The access key? Remember the tower rotation, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
It's like, remember the tower rotation. Well, what the fuck does that do for me? It's like telling me that, yeah, the tower rotates. Well, yeah, I fucking know that. I already know that. And, like, this thing I was hoping, like, told me, like, something else. It's like, yeah, that's what a marker switch looks like, thanks. I figured that much out. But it doesn't fucking say anything else. It's almost like this was here so that if you didn't know what a marker switch looked like, you could see. And I don't have any clue what this tells me. Oh, there's another button. This button's lit up this time. Assuming Timmy knows what it looks like, yeah. See, this just doesn't, like, what does this even mean? You know what I mean? What the fuck is that? Oh wait, what's this? Wait, what the fuck? What's going on here? Like, spinning this doesn't fucking do anything. Yeah, it seems like, you know, this is like the island or whatever, right? Like, this is the topography. But, like, this button opens this shit. But I don't know what this has to do with fucking anything. It doesn't seem to, like, be doing anything. What if I turn on this one? This button doesn't light up this time, though. This button only lights up. Wait, let's put it on the pool. See if it does something. If this button lights up again. This back button. No, it's like this button only lights up when you use this 41, but I don't know like what that has to do with anything. It's like you can spin this around, but like, I don't know. Can't like seem to do anything else with it, or like click in the center or anything. It's like all you can do is this. And that doesn't seem to do anything. If you've forgotten the access key, Remember the tower rotation. You turn so flow would be through. I mean, maybe. I'm not sure that it's gonna do anything though. I get the feeling there's like it's almost like there's missing pieces. Like you're supposed to put more little things in there. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. Like you can spin it like this, but it doesn't seem to do anything, right? So now what? What else can we do that we haven't done? Red Bull? Not sure how that would help, but I don't know yet what I'm supposed to do with these fucking things. Remember the tower rotation. Um, so it turns red when it's pointed at the ship. When it's pointed at the tree. When it's pointed at this underwater area. And when it's pointed at the gear. So say point it at the gear. I don't know. Let's go out there and see if I can do anything with that fucking shit. Now that it's pointed over here. Anything going on over here now? What if some kind of remake or something? Yeah, so this originally was a game that came out what, like 96 or something like that? 93. Yeah, this came out in 1993. But this is a remaster. So was it red? Yeah, so I'm looking at the things that are red right now. So I don't know if the red has to do with the Switch. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, it's gone. It's gone now. What the fuck? Now it's gone. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's point it at the ship and turn that one off too. So ship's gone. It's fucking, the dial's freaking out. But obviously it's not red anymore. So now what's red? This fucking thing and this tree. Is that this switch? Now, I guess there's some world where it could be the opposite of what I'm doing, but we'll just see whatever this fucking does. Okay, so nothing's red anymore. What does that mean? Um, does that mean this works now? No. Um, does that mean anything to do with this in here? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's the opposite of what I've done. I don't know what. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to have told me at this point. But like maybe it's the opposite of this. Like there's clearly something to do with the switch and this thing and this map, but I don't know exactly what it means. Like we could run along and just flip these all in the opposite direction, I suppose, and see what that does. But I can't get that one that's across the water. Okay, what does that do? Nothing. It just gets mad when you point it at them. Assuming it wants to get pointed. You make it red and go flip? Yeah, like I tried to do this. But nothing seemed to happen. Now it's just gone. I don't really understand. Yeah, it is that kind of game like that, yeah. But it seems to be like it's pretty obvious that that tower being pointed at this thing does something. And when you do flip the switch, all that happens is the thing disappears off the map. The elevator rooms or everything else. Yeah, back here I tried to like go in here and see if like maybe like if I only had the red ones turned on or whatever, if it like did something, but it just doesn't do anything. Now I don't have the right things enabled right now for it to work, but um assuming that that has anything to do with it. Go in, close the door. Well, I don't have the right, if it's to do with the markers, I don't have the right markers set right now, if that's how it works. Oh, okay. It's an old-fashioned elevator. $59 key. 59 volts, is that the number of volts I need the spaceship to fucking do? Book. Um, I can see ship. Okay, so this is a spinny thing. Hold on. Let me go down. Let me go down. Okay, so... This is that other side. Tower. See, I thought it was going to take me to a library, not that it was at the library. Um... I still kind of don't know, like, what this has to do with anything. Like, I see you can go up there. And I see that thing says 59 volts. I don't know, I'm gonna go over here and put it on, try to put it on 59 and see what happens. But... and I still don't know what that tower has to do with, like, that tower pointing at a thing and it being red. I still don't know what that has to do with anything. I actually have no idea. This always at 5? Yes, always adds 5. So we need to put these on in some combination that makes 59. 50. That's way too many. Wait, what about this? 59. Let's see if I can like click on those towers now. Do you remember me? I remember you. How's it going? It still doesn't do anything. Oh, it did something. Solve the generator puzzle. Clearly did something. Even though the first one didn't seem like it worked. But it seems like it's going now. Does the ship work now? I still don't know what the tower and the book and the key do. Okay, so this has to do with the... Hold on. I don't know what this does, though. let's close the door, because apparently closing the door is important in games like this. So... Is that making a sound? It is, okay. I just can't fucking barely hear anything. The, like, sound levels in this game are, like, fucked. Okay. So, say we go 1... 2, 3, 4, 5. That didn't do anything. Wrong. Oh, is this like I have to play the note here? Hold on. Wait, how many things are on the track? Wait. Um, uh, trying to put these in roughly as they kind of appear on the sheet, the organ sheet that we have. 2, 3, 4, 5. But it doesn't quite match up, it feels like. 2, 3, 6. Well, that did something. This interface not in the book on a round. It was, But the thing is, I went over here and I played the keys and it didn't do anything. But I noticed that, like, on the board, there's, like, notches. So, like, I just put them in the order. Like, each notch was one key on the board, on the keyboard. So I just put them in like that. Fucking here we go, brother. Well, I sure hope somebody knows how to get home. Because I fucking don't. I can't remember which book this was that I read. I don't know if that time of day means anything in reference to that other clock, but we'll save it. The clock that's at home. Or what this has to do with fucking anything. Put your ear up to this vase, you can hear the ocean. Here's a red page. This has something to do with that book where it was like all fuzzy, but I don't know. Okay. What else do we have here? Wind. The wind hole. Let's go into the wind hole. What twisted person? Okay. Some bats. Okay, and this tunnel plopped me out over here. Some. Why does it have a thing that says some? Clock. Just two more. This thing. That thing. Some. What does the sum button do? We haven't seen all those things yet, so, but that's interesting that that's here. So you have these different symbols that you can turn on and off. And you have this thing in here that has the symbols that shows a certain thing and has a sum button. So here's another one. And there's also this. Does that let you monitor them or something? What does the knob do? Huh. That's kind of weird. Something to do with audio for sure. Okay, so is this one supposed to sound like water? Okay. then this one like that. Which one's supposed to sound like a fucking choo-choo train? This fucking thing? That sounds like a clock. This one sounds like the crystals are resonating. So this thing over here... It has them in a certain order. But it doesn't really seem to be doing anything. I don't know what clicking them on and off necessarily does. Can you move it to make it sound different? You mean like the microphones? I don't think I can touch the microphones. Do you mean like the tower? Oh, that console arrows. Oh, Oh, I didn't realize that this was actually doing anything. I misunderstood the controls. That's not the one I want. Oh, okay, I get it now. No, not this one. Yeah, I misunderstood the controls. Some. That's not really doing anything immediately. Doing something somewhere? Maybe. I have another guess at that door, for sure. Part of it is I don't know, like, these buttons where it turns them on and off. I don't know what that has to do with anything yet. I didn't do anything. I'm disappointed. I put them in the same order that they're in that other thing, but... What else could it be? What else could it be? Unless I did it wrong somehow. Just playing them in a different order? I think so. I think it's going left to right, isn't it? Yeah, it seems like it's going left to right. Unless I'm supposed to put them in a different order than... I put them in the same order that they're in that other tower. I don't know, maybe now that that's set like that. Oh, the tower did not go left or right. Yeah, the tower would be the only other thing to check to see if, like, maybe it did something over here. Oh, it does play them in a weird order, doesn't it? So it's like 4, 1, 5, 2, 3. I feel like there's another place I haven't gone yet, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I've gone up that other pathway or not, but the hell, I'm stuck up here. This feels like the most obvious thing to start doing. Oh, I think this just goes up to that water place. Okay, so it actually played the crystal sound first. And then it played the water sound. And then it played the, like, blowing hole sound. How's it going, Void Noodle? And then it played the, like, volcano sound. And then it played the clock. Nice. What do we have here? Myst. 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 Do we have here? Very loud and annoying machine. Go! Go. Going to rat. Okay. We are stuck. We are stuck. That also seems like a dead end. It's all dead ends. Okay, so this is back where we came. West it is. Bing. Anyone remember where we're going? I certainly fucking don't. Most time it does, yeah. Help. I am lost. Sorry, didn't really pay attention. Yep, nope, neither did I. So, where are we going anyway? We'll end up somewhere eventually, right? Wait, if we do, is there sound effects happening? Seems like if I take the like control handle and press back, it like puts me backwards in the right direction. That seems to be how it works. Yeah, okay. So I'm assuming this is back at the beginning. I'm just gonna exit and see if this is like the same fucking place or not. I'm assuming it is, but... You have a new cat and she's pregnant? Oh, dear God. God have mercy on your soul, Moikus. I hope you're ready to piss-proof your establishment. Okay, yeah, so we're back here. Okay, so the question is... The question is... What do we do down here? Okay, it's gonna be not involving pressing random buttons on the keyboard. Someone had to take her, so I volunteered. It's a big commitment, but that's true. There's more cats than there are homes for them. Unfortunately, you're going to be on the next leg of that journey where you're going to have so many cats that you're going to need to find homes for. Well, Moikus is having kittens. You can go move over there. I think he's in You're in one of the Nordic countries. I can't remember which one off the top of the head. Is it Finland? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Um So maybe it has to do with the sound. Maybe this world has to do with sounds. What? Game sounds like torture, what?
I'm just
See, this makes this sound. So I think this is not the right way to go. It's all making the same noise. This button has something to do with something. Like, let's go back. Does not? How do you know? How do you know? Yeah, it definitely plays the same sound. It's like the sound it plays is based on the location I'm in. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. You burned a hole in my hamburger buns. Why can't you just start doing that over the sink or over the stove?
They're fine.
You melted plastic over the buns. Yeah, I don't know. There's something more to this. Like you could brute force it, but there's something more going on here. I think it has to do with something to do with the noise this button makes. It's like if I've heard the button noise before, then I'm in the same place. See, I've already been here. I've already been here. This is at the beginning. So I don't want to go south. South is the wrong way. But there's nowhere else to go. So this is a dead end. I'm in a dead end right now. Because the only place to go is south, and south is the wrong way. So it's kind of like I could like make a map. Cat is on me though. Okay, it's like this one, this one, this one. But this one's a dead end. So let's go south. So this is in the middle of the 2 points. So north and south are the wrong way. So like, what's the third way? East. Okay, so we're gonna go east. This is the wrong way to draw this. So I got south, I got north, and I got the one in the middle. And then I'm going to go east to a different one. So I don't want to go west, that's backwards. I could go east again, so let's go east again. That's going to take me another in this direction. So west is going to take me backwards. Okay, we can try south. So south from here. Boom. I have the same noise. Let's go south again. Oh, this is a long ass track. Okay, so we went south again. Here's another node. So north will take me backwards. Okay, let's... West might link back up to the other side. Let's see if there's a different way. Because west might actually send me back to the beginning. North also sends me back to the other direction, to the beginning. So... southeast is one, though. Let's try that. That's a ding and a chipper. Interesting. Okay, southwest. So southwest is gonna take me to where it might take me to where just plain south would have taken me. The opposite direction would be northwest. So this is the way I came. It is also straight north as well. Okay, let's try straight north. So south takes me back where I came from, and west will take me... No? Okay. Nowhere. In my little diagram, west would take me back like 2 spaces. This seems like a dead end. So I want to go back south, probably. So this is a dead end. So let's try southwest, which kind of goes in this direction. Boom. Northeast is back the way I came. But there's nowhere else to go. So this also seems like a dead end. So this one we know. There's a way northwest, there's a way north, and there's a way southwest. But those are all dead ends, seems like. So we have to go back this way. The only other way here is north or southeast. There's straight west. Okay, I don't think I went this way. Seems like I did a bit of a curve, but... So there's southwest. Over here. There's north. But there's also east. No? I'm so confused. How did I get here? If I went backwards, what happens? Oh, I turned. I see. Oh, shit. Yeah, the compass turn. Oh, no, dude. Like, I have to restart from the beginning. So I went west, but it, like, turned. Oh, my map's kind of, like, fucked. Okay, we might have to restart this puzzle on the next day. I don't know where I am anymore. I got fucked around somewhere. We're kind of over time anyways. So I don't know if I'll finish this puzzle anytime soon. So we'll just we'll start this puzzle fresh next time. Which I think I was kind of like getting a hang of it, but then I realized that the ship would like turn sometimes and the coordinates would change, or the compass would change. And that was like fucking up my like sense of direction. So I don't know if I wrote down the right stuff or not. Hey Cap, how's it going? I had this stupid, dumb little prick nearly wreck into me multiple times because he couldn't get his head out of his phone. Ooh, brother. Yeah, I don't know what they can do about that. It's definitely an issue. Something like, you can't, like, start your car until your phone is, like, in a sleep state or something. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me, Marcus. We'll figure it out next time. New save. Manual save. And then we'll save this as... I think I'm gonna do this next week on the same day. So like every Monday, I'll probably do a puzzle game. That's kind of like the way I'm feeling right now. We'll do a puzzle game on Mondays. Which one was this? This was Myst. And we're doing Final Fantasy Fridays too. Yeah, we'll do puzzles on Mondays and Final Fantasy on Fridays, and then right now everything else is Oblivion. We'll see what else we do, but oh no, it's time. It's time, and we're over time really. FF7 OG playthrough. Eventually, I'm starting on 1, so I played like 3.5 hours of 1 last Friday. We'll get to 7 eventually. It might be a while, but we'll get there eventually. Oh my, yeah, oh my. No, you're here at the right time, Cap. Don't you worry. Live. Maybe we just write liquor. I feel like if I write spirits review, people like don't quite get that I mean liquor. All right, so now now it's time for live review. Let's get out the wheel and see what we can find here. Go wreck into a wall, feel free, but don't damage my car. Yeah. Yeah, that's the risk of driving, is it's only some amount of it is stuff you can control. The rest is stuff that other fuckers control. What? Why are you lagging? Don't lag, just spin. Ooh, port soy. Yeah, we can drink some port soy. That's a 1 right there. That's a 1 to drink. This one has been pretty good in my recent rememberings of it. Of course, I didn't try the sand end, which people say is the one to get, but we definitely been enjoying this one. Of course, it's peated, so that's more my speed. Get some water, and we'll be right back.
I wasn't.
Okay. If I were to update, I'll have to remember to update that thing in a minute. Whatchamacallit, that filter, because I don't know why it was popping today. I don't feel like I was doing anything to cause it to pop today, but hopefully it's not popping anymore anyway. All right. Why is this? Oh, no wonder it's being weird. Hold What, kidding? Alright, today we're doing a live review of the Glenglassaugh Port Soy from the Glenglassaugh Distillery. This is a Brown Forman product, Jack Daniels, Woodford Reserve, Glendronach, I suppose. These are all Brown Forman owned brands. Oh, careful. This is 49.1% ABV, 98.2 proof. It is chill filtered, but it is of natural color. And this is a non-age statement that has been matured in ex-bourbon, ex-sherry, and ex-port. It is peated. It is like moderately peated. I think it's like in the like 30-ish kind of ppm range. You're going to get down because you're causing problems. I don't mind if you're up here usually, but... So yeah, originally Glenglassaugh was used by the Edderington Group. That's your Macallans and the Highland Parks of the world. To produce for blended whiskeys. So that's like Famous Grouse and Cutty Sark and that sort of thing. So originally they were producing for blends. But of course, they started producing some core lineup in 2023, and now there's like a brand new core lineup under Brown Forman. But as we have such learned that the distillery is currently sort of sleeping. I think it's like sharing staff with Ben Riek or something like that right now, and sometimes they run it and sometimes they don't. It's kind of like up in the air. Again, we're kind of like getting into a lull in the whiskey world. So even though these expressions from Glenglassaugh are brand new, I actually have no idea about the future of that little core line that they just introduced. But for now, there's still plenty around, I think, of Sandan Port Soy and the 12-year-old age statement. Which it's strange that somehow the 12-year-old age statement of Glenglassaugh is the one that people like the least. Usually people prefer age-stated products, but the Port Soy and the Sandan have been really well received, and the 12 is kind of like, eh. So if I can get my hands on the Sandan and 12, we'll try those if I get a chance. But for right now, I just picked up the Port Soy because that was the one that like spoke the most to me. It was like moderately peated. And had like a port element to it, so that was kind of right up my alley. And again, as far as I understand, this is natural color for the Port Soy. So like pretty deep for a non-age stated whiskey that we know seems to be of natural color. And I can already smell like that peaty kind of earthiness. Those volatiles are with me at this point. Now this bottle did for me take a little while to sort of like display its true colors. When we first fresh cracked this, the neck pour of this was really like very dark earthiness, very like burnt toast, kind of like really burnt log kind of earth notes that kind of like really was overwhelming the rest of the palate for me. Despite the fact that there was some good port elements on the aroma, the neck pour was really rough in terms of trying to find anything other than like this kind of like burnt toast kind of like note. But like a few months into this bottle being open, all of a sudden that port kind of just like came into its own, and those like sort of more burnt characters kind of turned down a little bit. So again, I don't know for sure how true this is, but anecdotally, I feel like every time I've had a whiskey that's had a port cask maturation, they've all benefited from some airtime. Like the neck pour has never ever been truly representative of like the end game of the port notes. So like this one, like other ones, if you get into this bottle, and you feel like the port is just not doing enough for you, just maybe take a couple drams out of it and set it aside for a few months. You might find that port starts to show up. And I don't know if that's true of all port whiskeys, like probably not, but it feels like a generalization that I'm ready to make with my personal anecdotal experience so far. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So for me, right off the rip, I'm getting like, oh, there's a little bit of like that burnt character still in there. There's a little bit of that like black toast. But there's also a little bit of like rubberiness, like burnt rubber, kind of rubbery note, kind of the same that you might get off of like something like Bamore. There is a slight malty aspect. And it's almost like wrapped in that like burnt rubber in my drink. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. A little bit of like that malt and like that burning character, like kind of like burnt toast. Again, it's like less like burnt log or like muddy log. It's more like burnt toast. Like you double toasted something and it's literally black. There's a slight salty character, but again, in comes that kind of like sort of sherry, sort of port, kind of sweet, red fruit character. And that's kind of like in there, almost kind of with the saltiness. I'm kind of get like that port, like red, like bright red kind of fruit note, but it's kind of dry. It's not like super jammy right at this instance. It's sweet. No, I wouldn't say dry. It's sweet, but it's not syrupy. It's like a nice bright red fruit and saline. With a little bit of malt and that, like, again, burnt kind of character. Burnt rubber, burnt toast. I feel like there's something else in there that I can't quite hit. Like charcoal. It feels like there's also a little bit of something else in there too. Pretty nice on the nose. Yeah, I'm getting something that's like, how would you put it? Like, give this a far out note, but it's like, like dirty old shoes that came out from like a thunderstorm, like you were like trekking in the mud. There's a slight like just like old dusty dirty shoe in the mud kind of thing. But in a good way. but in a good way. Yeah. It's kind of a little different. You're really selling this whiskey. Well, that's the interesting thing is, like, again, it depends on, like, I think sometimes your varying experience level with spirits when certain notes are presented to you. It's like, well, it's like burnt rubber, burnt tire, old shoe. For someone who's like hasn't had that much whiskey, That might sound terrible, but someone who's had a lot of whiskey, that might sound really good. It kind of like depends, I think, somewhat on like your preference, but also like what other whiskeys you do like. Because like these are notes that are common in peated whiskeys, like mud and earth and this sort of idea, right? So sometimes a wild rubber note can sound good to someone who's like into that, if that makes any sense. Like to me, nothing about the notes I'm describing in this particular nose are unappetizing. And like we've talked about some of those rums that have like lemony garbage as a note that gets commonly given, I'm right there. I want to try those, right? So this may not be for everybody, but for those people who are doubting me, yes, there is still a nice, thick, kind of like sweet red fruit port kind of thing in it. It's just along these kind of sort of challenging peat notes, which may not be to your taste or maybe to your taste. This is what we talk about when we talk about the Ben quote, the bog mummy kiss. Some people want the bog mummy kiss and some people don't. Yeah, it's definitely like, for me, for sure, it's like there's like an old shoe covered in mud in here. That's definitely a thing for me. All right, here we go. Glenglass, port soy on the palate. Slashava. Ooh, pretty sweet finish. So right on the attack on this one, a little bit of smoky character, but it's right in with that like burnt rubber, slightly malty, slightly sweet note. And kind of like, again, as it lingers, you get some of that like earthy character, some of that burnt character. But finish right off the bat, a little bit of that like port sweetness is in there. But again, you still have some of that like lingering burnt rubber kind of note, slight spiciness, malty characters in there just a touch. Some barrel notes near the end. Finish not terribly long, we'll call it medium. So despite being like a pretty moderately peated whiskey, and let me see if I can just quickly find if they release like what ppm they say about this. They don't quite really easily mention anywhere what the ppm is. If I had to guess, I feel like the ppm in this bottle maybe probably similar to something you get from like Highland Park or Bemore. We're talking in that like 20 to 30 range. So it's not like super duper smoky. There is a smoky element to the palate for the most part, but it's not actually super campfirey and smoky on the aroma or on the finish for that matter. It's like that Pete Moore shows for me, like, again, like muddy shoe or burnt rubber. There's definitely a seaweedy, kind of salty, saline aspect. And there's a good amount of like red fruit sweetness to the aroma, and a little bit of it on the palate, but not too much. It's kind of more like a thicker, deeper sweetness on the like palate finish, kind of like slightly that, like when you get the sherry casks that kind of like present as slightly dark baking spice, slightly like dark toffee. This is kind of like the sweetness on the palate for me, and less of like that like red fruity kind of character. Hi. All right, so ooh, man, that kind of like that sweet note is kind of coming in as like sort of bacony right now. Not bacony, maple. It's not quite maple though, man. It's sweet, but it's like a smoky sweet. Um, almost like almost like a sweet smoked barbecue sauce or something like that. You know, like that port and that sherry, I think, are really kind of hitting. But it's like slightly smoky. Now that I'm into like the bottom of that sweet note. So at this point, it's like some of that like peaty, muddy kind of aspect is kind of like dissipating. And it's kind of more on that like thicker, sweet kind of note. It's like slightly maple, slightly barbecue sauce kind of thing. That's kind of nice. All right, on the palate again. Still a little bit rubbery on the palate. It's sweet and rubbery. A little bit of malt. You get that kind of like earthiness at the back end. At the end of the finish, you get like that spiciness. The kind of spikes in there. An underlying kind of sweet kind of note. Again, some bitterness from like the earthy characters. A little bit of barrel in there too. I get this for the rubber. Yeah, it's like a little bit rubbery. It's not as rubbery to me as like, especially like Bamor 12. Now, Bamor 12, the palate is not great on Bamor 12, but in terms of like the aroma, the like Bamor 12 is way more like rubber matte. This one kind of is like more rubber, like almost like burnt rubber, or like it's not quite tar, although it feels a little tarry at times. Yeah, it's like more rubber, earthy kind of thing. And again, to be clear, we're talking about like black like tire rubber. We're not talking about like clear rubber tube kind of rubber, if that makes any sense. It's like definitely like a burnt tire kind of thing. Pair one with a cigarette? Maybe. I've never smoked a cigarette. But there's a good amount of sweetness. Again, it's like it's a little richer than like that typical kind of syrupiness that you sometimes get on a sherry cask. But it's not quite maple. It's like not quite there. It's like a rich dark toffee, I suppose. Kind of sweetness. At this point, the aroma for me is like all like sweet note and smoky note. A little bit salty. Like, what? Is this a thing? Before I say this. Yeah, that's not what I meant. It's, yes, like slightly sweet, slightly smoky, slightly salty, like some kind of like salted toffee, and a smoky character. That's like the whole aroma for me. And the a little bit of like red fruit is peaking a little bit more on the palate, kind of as we acclimate to some of those peat notes. Yeah, finish starts with some of that baking spiciness spikes for sure. You get some of that saltiness, some of that bitter character from the peat, and a little bit of the bitter woody character from the barrel. So let's talk about the aroma at 25. Some good strong notes. Is this the one Ben has as a red whiskey? No. So this is from the same distillery. The one Ben has is a non-peated whiskey that has a mix of, I believe, bourbon, ex-sherry, and ex-manzanilla sherry. So it's probably a lot more fruity, tropical fruits, sweetness, saltiness, especially from the manzanilla. This one is from the same distillery, but this is a peated whiskey. That is, again, bourbon sherry, but is also matured in port. So this one's got a port cask. The sand end has the manzanilla cask. This one is peated, and the sand end is not peated. I think the sand end is maybe slightly lower ABV, like 48 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. This one's 49. But similar kind of like higher proof. No age statement. But the main difference being this is a peated port whiskey, and then the sand end is an unpeated manzanilla whiskey. So that port is going to be really like more on the sweet red fruit kind of characteristics, and that manzanilla is going to be more on the, like that salty kind of characteristic. Just a little bit of like saltiness to this one, but to me it's maybe like slightly peat related or something like that. But there is definitely a saline coastal quality to this whiskey as well. So at 25, good strong notes, good combination, good development, aroma. I'm gonna go with 19. Pretty damn good. Pretty nice. All right, so now onto the palate, which to me is pretty good, but again, today in particular, I'm not getting as nearly as much of a like port presence on the palate as I've gotten in previous glasses of this. It might just be my palate on this day, or it might be this glass on this day, whatever it is. But for me, it's still like a little bit overpowering on the peat notes, and it's kind of like overshadowing some of those sweeter characteristics. I would have liked to get more like a little bit of red fruit sweetness kind of thing going on. Maybe a little bit jammier, which I feel like I've gotten out of this particular bottle before, but it's just not hitting for me today. Alright, I just want to like hit that palette again because I wasn't really focused on it. It's a little bit of a transgression, I suppose, because this is a new liquid, but it should probably be about the same. Star Wars background of my one-on-one with my boss. Wait, what? Yeah, again, that palate is like a little bit smoky, a little bit on that burnt rubber. The sweetness kicks in, but it's not terribly like red fruit sweet. It's kind of more like generic, like salty toffee sweetness. And then you get into like a little bit of that earthiness at the end. Pretty good intensity of flavor. I could use a little bit more on this palate, but it's still pretty good. Definitely enjoy it. For me, palate, I'm not gonna have 15, which is not the best, but it is what it is. Maybe we could change my team's backer into something for our one-on-one. So last week was Moe's Bar from The Simpsons. Breaking Bad van, me in jail, Game of Thrones chair. Oh, I see. I thought you were saying that like you had a background of like a Star Wars 1v1 duel, except one was you and one was your boss. That's what I thought you meant. But I see what you mean now. All right, let's evaluate the finish. And again, finish is like pretty good, medium intensity. That's a good idea. I'm sure AI could make it happen. For May the 4th, actually great idea. For May the 4th. That's coming up. Coming up quick. So there's a good spike in spiciness. There's like, again, an underlying sweet note. And then mostly that kind of like earthy and like oak related bitterness hits. It's Sunday? Yeah, I guess it's a non-work day this year. Yeah, spicy, a little bit bitter, underlying sweetness, oakiness is there. Pretty reasonable length. 17. Call it 17. What happened? Don't stop. All right. Decent. Now let's talk about the texture. So, you get a pretty reasonable ABV for this bottle, despite it being non-age statement, and clearly there's going to be some younger liquid involved in here. That being said, the palate doesn't come across super duper in the watery realm. And that's, I think, just, again, clearly we're bottled at 49.1%. So they haven't killed this with water. So it's not particularly super thick or oily or smooth, but it's like not watery and thin. Should kind of like this one. We'll go with 6. 6 out of 10 on texture. And lastly, out of 15, my personal subjective overall experience with this whiskey. And again, this is where we typically ask the question, what does this whiskey do? What does this scotch do? What does this bottle of alcohol do that sets it apart from other bottles? Why would you go for this bottle over some other peated whiskey, over some other peated port whiskey? What is it doing that separates it and makes it interesting and unique and worth your while, worth your dollar? And for the most part, again, it has some really nice, rich port notes to it. They didn't really sing as well today as I've had them sing in the past. So I have to judge it today based on the glass I had today. I've had some glasses out of this bottle that kind of really hit with that rich red fruit note. amidst all of the like smoky rubber, burnt toast, earth, and spice characters that come from the peated portion of this. But today that like port really had a little bit of a showing in the red fruit realm on the aroma and maybe just a touch on the palate. But it didn't really like wow me with that red fruit. It wasn't a luscious cherry, berry, red, clearly red fruity aspect. Jamminess wasn't really there. Instead it presented more like a salty toffee, which is not bad. And there's nothing particularly disappointing about that. It's still quite delicious, good sweet element to it. But it didn't kind of like give me that extra oomph that I kind of was hoping that I've gotten before out of this particular bottle. So that would have made it stand out especially, but we didn't really quite get that today. It was kind of more kind of those generic sweetnesses. Then again, there's a salty element to this bottle that you don't really get as loudly with other whiskeys, like a seaweed or a brine, saline, both on the aroma, palate, and on finish, you get a little bit of it. So it has a good range of notes. Despite the fact that it's non-age statement, they presented it a good proof, so we like that. That being said, it's not like crazy interesting. It's not like blowing my mind. It is kind of presenting mostly what you would expect from, you know, a non-age statement, peated, salty port cask whiskey. But it's still doing a pretty good job. Like, I think it competes pretty well with something like a Talisker 10 or etc. Like these kind of like salty, slightly smoky whiskeys that have a strong sweet note. Has a lower price point than a Talisker 10 would too. So in that way, it's kind of like a good competitor and very similar, but doesn't like blow those bottles out of the water by any stretch. So to me, this one is pretty distinct. I don't want to say it's, well, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 15, I think. It stands out a little bit to me as a pretty strong bottle. That port sometimes is really giving it a good showing, but it's not the bestest bottle ever. So if we tally this up, we got 19 and 15 and 17 and 6 and 8 is 65 out of 100. And this is barely the barometer for what we call great. 64 we call good and 65 we call great. So this is a great whiskey. It barely makes the mark to be considered great. And it's 2 points shy of Talisker 10. It's 2 points shy of, again, like Lefroy Quarter. So despite the fact that it's not from these well-known brands, that like port barrel, I think, just does just enough to have this bottle hold its own against some of those very notable and popular options. So pretty good, pretty damn good. Like I said, I'm enjoying this one quite a bit. I've had it some on some off days because it just seemed like it would hit really well. Again, on those off days though, I feel like I got more of the red fruit, a little bit more of that sweet, jammy kind of component that sometimes that port cask can bring. And it didn't quite really hit for me today, but to me, this one today was way more salty than I remember. So maybe I just didn't have as much salt today. I don't know. And I was more sensitive to the salt and less sensitive to the fruit. I'm not sure, but still pretty good. Great whiskey. Would recommend if you can get one. But I think these, like the rest of the Glenglassaugh products, are kind of like evaporating a little bit, and I don't know when the next shipment will be available. So, because of course they're slowing down production. But pretty good stuff. Can recommend. And yeah, so where are we at? So we played some Myst today. We made some good progress. Tomorrow we'll probably be back on Oblivion. We'll probably do Oblivion Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then on Friday we're going to continue our Final Fantasy 1 playthrough. That's kind of like the rhythm, a cadence we're going, because I kind of want to do all of those things. Maybe like turn down the Oblivion difficulty tomorrow. Expert seems lame. Maybe put it on Adept and see kind of how we feel about it. As much as I don't want to do that, this is kind of like where we're at. So okay, Mr. McNasty OG. We'll see you next time. Bye bye. And yeah, I think I'm gonna write up community update today. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. What did we do today? Oh, I updated the list. So all of the oh fuck. If it isn't Brett Stokes, hi, how's it going? All of the whiskeys on the whiskey list are updated as of yesterday, I think. So I think I added like 10 or 15 new whiskeys. They're all available to select and be tasted. And I think what's next on the list? I think I have to like figure out samples still. Samples are a nightmare. We'll do that eventually. But yeah, Mr. Brett, how's it going? I'm about to get out of here. This is my time to get out of here. I see you found my vertical self though. Hi. Is that the word going broke on car repairs dance? Fuck. So yeah. I think that's it for the moment. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. And until next time. Peace.